Hello and welcome to beautiful Kingston, Ontario, here at Richardson Stadium. It's day one of AAA Boys OFSAA Soccer. The best teams around the province all meet here in Eastern Ontario to figure out who is the very best. My name is Jacob Ewing. I'll be with you throughout the whole entire day. Top of the morning, we'll start with Father Leo J. Austin Wildcats taking on the St. Martin Mustangs. And due to some technical difficulties, we already have a number on the board. It's a 1-0 Mustangs game after the striker was just able to slot one right past the keeper. And we're just hitting the 10-minute mark. It's the 30-minute half, so 20 minutes to go here in the first half. It's been back and forth, a couple chances for both teams. The Mustangs having the better of those opportunities as they were able to slot one in the back of the net. As it will be the Wildcats in the red and the Mustangs in the white. As here comes the Mustangs, they'll turn that ball over. Trying to send over a through ball a little bit too far. Ends up in the keeper's hands, and he'll play it quickly with some space on the far left side for the Wildcats to work with. That's their left back. He'll carry it up to midfield. And just a pass uncoordinated, a turnover, and the Mustangs will start the transition, but right back in the hands of the Wildcats. Trying to turn. We'll see which one of these teams can get going here early. It's the earliest start of the day, a 9 o'clock kickoff. And, you know, you got to get the engine started early. The Wildcats were here much earlier than the Mustangs, and that one will squeak through and get past the keeper. It's a mistake. It looked like as the center back was just playing with the ball near his own goal, and the Wildcats capitalized. We're all tied up at 1 apiece. As I'm not even sure who was able to slot that one. It was a messy play. And a huge goal for the Wildcats. As I was just saying, an early start for both these teams. You know, you have to get the mental going. You have to get the physical going. And that's just a slip up. A goal that you cannot have in such a crucial game like an OFSAA game. And we're all tied up at 1 apiece. So we go back to square one. Both these teams having to reset here as the Mustangs will have that in their own end. They'll play one into midfield. Controlled. 50-50 now. We'll play back for the left back. A smart play there by the Wildcats. And they'll play it back to the keeper, not being afraid to use their keeper in this scenario as they get the switch with lots of space there on the far right. Up the line. Trying to cut inside, looking for an option. He'll play one past a couple, finds the striker all alone. All he needs to beat is the keeper, and a smart play to smother that one and slow things down as the striker was all alone behind the back line. Here's a turnover in their own end. Good ball. Trying a shot and a huge save by the keeper once more. Back-to-back strong attacks from the Mustangs, but the keeper will stand strong. We'll have a corner awarded to the Mustangs here. Just about halfway through this first half. We'll see some different strategies here as, while all these teams unfamiliar with each other, we'll see which each one of them bring from their own region, as that one will just be played out by the Wildcats. And a glazing fast striker, though, trying to get out there for the Wildcats will cause a throw-in all the way down the field. Smart play there to beat the chase by Nawrocki. And here's an opportunity, and that will be offside. He'll take the shot, but it'll be a little too late there. A strong opportunity. That was Noah Marwood as it ends up in the back of the net, but of course it won't count. Offside, so the Mustangs will have a free kick. Just looks like near the top of the box. Center back will just send over a long ball. Looks for a fast winger. Plays him. Here's Aiden. Aiden's got one to beat. Tries to curl one in and just hits the bar. Wow. What an attack by the winger. just rings the pipe, and we stay tied at 1 apiece. Fancy footwork there by Aiden as he tried to just put a little curl on that little pizzazz and hit that top corner, but just a little too high. And so the keeper will play this one out of his own net, and we'll get back going here. Here's the center field. 50-50 header ends up in the possession of the Wildcats. And there's a turnover in the midfield. Tries to play a through ball. Striker trying to go around the right back now. Gets him. Loses possession for a second. He'll gain it back. Strong defensive effort there by Dimich to not let him get through, and they play it all the way back to the midfield. That's a strong play right there. And there's a turnover there. The Wildcats will just clear it out, and the Mustangs will slow things down and play it back to their keeper. That's Nikola Kostic in net for the Mustangs. Here they are on the attack now. Tries to get past one. A strong play again by the defense of the Mustangs. Not letting anything through. Mustangs doing a very good job distributing this ball throughout all parts of the field. Just not being afraid to take that space, and that's really opening up opportunities. We've seen the Mustangs get the better of the opportunities so far this game, and well, the ball has been in the possession of them more often, and they've been in the offensive zone more often, so they'll have another opportunity for a corner as that deflected off a defender and went out of bounds. We'll see who's going to take it. It looks like to be number 7 of the Mustangs stepping up. Be Jesse Govia. So Govia will try to sling one in. Second corner of the morning for the Mustangs, a little bit too far. It goes over everybody's heads, and the Wildcats will just strike it out. That one will go out of bounds. It looks to be a throw-in for the Mustangs. In play. Tries to cross one and looks for Govia on the far side. That will be headed right to the midfield. Over top of one. Takes possession, trying to slow things down. Strong play, and a whistle will be called. It looks to be just a foul against the Mustangs, and we'll see a free kick coming towards the Wildcats. Now they have an opportunity. They've been stuck on the defensive for a little bit now. We'll see how they transition with a free kick. They'll play some small ball and just send it over to the following center back, and here's a long ball right into the box. That one will be deflected away, and will finally not the kick ideally to the captain. Right in the midfield. Here comes the Wildcats on the attack, and a strong tackle there from the midfielder of the Mustangs, and they'll slow things down. Working in the midfield is the Wildcats. That's Ronald. That will be turned over. And a strong tackle there from Ronald. And he'll win it. Here he comes on the transition. Trying to get through a couple as well, his teammates are a little bit too far spread out, had no options. Sent to the corner and just sent out of bounds. Maybe not the ideal play he could have done, but it will be a throw-in for the Wildcats. They'll play it quickly as the left back pushes up a little bit. Tries to make his way to center field, and he'll just send a long ball way over top of the net. And, well, probably not ideal for what he wanted to do. He was about 30 yards out from the net, sent a Hail Mary, looking for the top corner. Over top it goes. And we'll see a change in possession. A little too aggressive there from the Mustangs. They'll turn that ball over once more. We'll really see which team can kind of slow things down and take possessions. Here's an opportunity for the Wildcats. They try to move outside, and another strong tackle there. That's number 4 of the Mustangs. Lucas Snow. Snow has been a strong presence back there, having a couple successful tackles in a row. We'll have a foul be called against the Mustangs. The Wildcats will have a free kick at approximately the 38-yard line. It's been a tale of two kind of halves in this first half. It was a lot of the Mustangs there in the first, and there's an opportunity off the keeper's hands, bouncing around. And a foul will be called against the Mustangs. A little bit too aggressive as they were dancing with that ball on the goal line. But the Mustangs can take a sigh of relief as we still remain at 1 apiece. In the midfield. Turned over once more. Here's the Wildcats. Trying to turn on it, looking for some sort of option. He'll have to turn back. Quick play. Gets through a couple. Great play there from number 6, the Wildcats. They transition onto the offense now. Looking for a shot. Blaze went through. Nice little touch, and we'll have offside be called. Inches away from being all alone with just the keeper. But that one will be pulled right back. Another sign of relief from the Mustangs, as it's been all Wildcats here for the last few minutes. See if the Mustangs can muster up any sort of offense here. Just play it around the back line. Looking for some sort of opening. We'll see if they found it, and a foul will be called as a Wildcats player just kind of stepped into the player with possession. Snow plays it off, tries to get it back. He does get it back. A little 1-2, and a huge tackle there by the midfielder of the Wildcats. That is number 6. He's been everywhere around the field so far. Obo Ronald. Ronald Obo, a huge tackle. And he's been somebody who just, when he gets possession, either dances around a couple defenders or can make that key tackle. He'll be a key player here going on for the rest of the game. Nice little play to get over one defender, and here come the Wildcats on the transition on the outside. Couple fakes. And that will get transitioned over. Here's some space in the midfield. Tries to play a long ball. I don't know if that was the little fast through ball through a couple defenders, but the wall stands tall. Left winger switches it far side to the right side. Tries to play back to him, but that will just end up in the keeper's hands. So that was Aiden Najee with the fancy footwork and a couple switches there with his opposing midfielder. And a nice tackle trying to keep it inbounds, will not. It will go out of bounds. It will be a Wildcats ball. Pardon me, it gets switched. It will be a Wildcats ball. So, pardon me, it will be a Mustangs ball. There we go. Switches possession there. Just working the triangle here around a couple Wildcats. They'll switch it to Snow. He's got lots of space here. We'll see what he does with it. Plays it outside. And the 50 ends up in the feet of Obo down the line. He's got his winger. See if he can get free, but a strong tackle there by Snow will end that attack. So we'll have a substitution for the Wildcats. It'll be number 16 coming onto the field. So that's Williams. It looks like he's taking the right back position. Up to the attackers. Snow barely gets ahead on it. It will be sent out all the way back to the back line of the Wildcats. They'll head that out of bounds, and the Mustangs will gain possession. Takes a touch. Tries to do a little bit of a too fancy turn. Ends up in the Wildcats' hands. A nice, he'll be able to play it to the far side. We'll see if they go outside. He's looking at the option. Will not do, and will turn back in. Back and forth, the center back switch it. Looking for some sort of option. He'll play a risky one right to the back line. A 50 ends up in the favor of the Mustangs, and they'll boot it right back. Nice step up there by the center back, gets it to the midfielders. Abo will go down off a tackle. No call. It looks like he wanted one there as he took a fall. They'll play it to the back line and just slow things down. The Mustangs not afraid to do that when they need the time and space. Down the line. Mustangs trying to turn in, trying to barely beat the defender. A strong play in the box will go down. Whistle will be called, and it looks like it's going to be a foul against the Mustangs and be a free kick for the Wildcats in their own end. It's been a lot of Wildcats here in the latter half of the first half as we're 3 minutes away from our 30-minute mark. It's 30-minute halves here at OFSAA. And the Wildcats, well, having a lot of the momentum right now. The Mustangs holding on, having a strong back line. As that one sent over everybody's head. Snow will try to win the race to it. As an attacker from the Wildcats will try to turn that one over. Here's a 50, shoulder to shoulder. Little step over from Snow, creates some space, and will play it to the midfield. A race for it will be played back to Williams. And a nice block there by St. Martin to play it out of bounds. It will be a Wildcats throw. Quick play. Gets through a couple. Mustangs trying to get inside, and a little leg contact as the attacker will go down, and will switch possessions as that was. So just over a minute to go before we see if the ref adds any extra time here. It's been a pretty clean first half. Not too many major events where we see the clock stop. So I'm guessing the ref will add a little time, but we'll find out as time comes, as the Mustangs will just switch it back and forth and try to get something going. Here in the midfield, not connected on as the attacker tried to start a run. Sabo will just turn that ball over. Here comes the Mustangs, trying to get a lead before the end of the first half. They'll play it back. Not afraid, as I've said, to use their defenders. Here's Correa, Furtado in the midfield, and that one will be turned over and up in the feet. They'll look to make a fast transition. They know time is running out in the first half. Gets past a couple. He's got some space. He's created it for himself. Stops up, gets past another. Plays it far side, over to the top of the head of Snow. Near the goal line, keeps it from going out of bounds. They'll play it back. Still in the box vicinity. Crosses it in, far side. Goes all the way to the other corner. He'll keep it in bounds, and a strong play by the defender will send it out of bounds. I believe that's going to be a throw, as it was just on the close side of the flag. We'll find out just momentarily. as Williams will step up to take the throw. Inside, we hit the 30-minute mark. Abo has an opportunity. He'll crack a shot. Right over the bar it goes. Strong opportunity there from Abo as the first half reaches its climax. And it will be a goalkeeper's ball for the Mustangs. We'll see how much added time there will be in the first half. Right to the back line, strong head. Correa Fardardo, he'll play it over. Gets it back, slows it down. To the winger. Smart play, right to the striker, and a big step up there by the midfielder to come back and turn that over. He finds himself with the ball. Little misread. Here's the transition. Down the line. Cross one in for the Mustangs. Not the strongest clear out. Still has the ball. Cracks a shot off the bar. It goes. Both these teams trading opportunity for opportunity, and we remain still at one apiece. What a transition that was for the Mustangs, making their way up the field. Some 1-2s gets them strongly down the field, and they opened up space after a kind of a missed clearance there by the center back of the Wildcats. Turns that ball over right in dangerous territory, and they're not able to capitalize as it rings off the bar. You have to think we're reaching the near end of the first half, as we've been at the 30-minute mark for approximately 2 minutes now. Working in the midfield, Correa Fardardo. He'll have this ball. Down the line, he's got some space. Will he use it? He does. Tries to cross it in. A strong head by the Wildcats gets it out. And they'll just play it back to Snow, who's been a strong presence back there. They'll just switch it up and in the midfield. Correa, Furtado gets that ball. Here's a strike from one of the wingers and doesn't find its way in. Still in the box. What will they do? Strong little footwork. Here's in the middle. Does get the lead? They do. It's a strike in the box to give the Mustangs the lead at the 30-minute mark in added time. And after the latter half of the first half was dominated by the offense of the Wildcats, the Mustangs look like they're in prime position to end the first half with the lead. As it was just a bit of a scramble there inside the box, and with the ball at his feet, looked like Ferris Abraham. So Ibrahim will have the game-leading goal here going into halftime. Depends when the ref blows his whistle. I'm assuming it has to be sooner rather than later. Here's Albo in the midfield. We'll see if the Wildcats will try to muster up an attack before the end of the half. It will not happen as they play it back to their fullback, and that will do it. Halftime here of Game 1 of AAA Boys OFSAA. It's a 2-1 lead going the Mustangs' way as they added the game-leading goal with just seconds to go in the first half. I believe we'll have a 5-minute halftime intermission before we get back going. So second half of OFSAA Boys AAA tournament will resume in just a couple minutes. Don't go anywhere.
Our city is your city. Come share it with us.
second half of OFSAA Day 1, Game 1 here at Richardson Stadium is underway between the St. Martin Mustangs and Father Leo J. Austin CSS Wildcats. Hello, my name is Jacob Ewing. It's 2-1 after a late goal from the Mustangs gave them the lead to end the first half, and an argument of where that went out of bounds off of who will be won by the Mustangs here on the near side. So we'll see which team could try to, kind of take early possession here. It was kind of the tale of two halves there in the first half as both teams had their opportunities. Nice little footwork there by the Wildcats midfielder who played inside. Trying to break in. Tries to play down the line. Will be intercepted unintentionally through the feet and will be played back to Snow. We'll leave it for the keeper. Abo will try to win that and plays it a little bit too long for their left back, and will go out of bounds and be a throw-in for the Mustangs. Looking to step up and throw that in will be here comes the transition. Switches it far side to the corner. The Wildcats looking to work. Trying to defend off the defender. Will play it back up. And a cross attempt there by Williams will be denied from the defender. They'll play it back to the back line. Try to create some space. And a beautiful move to spin through two defenders. Long cross. Great touch there off the chest. Will be cleared out by the Mustangs. Still have it about the 25-yard line. The Mustangs trying to get out of their defensive end. The Wildcats having a strong attack here to start the second half as they're still trying to tie up this game. Switches it far side. Lots of space here for Diego Williams. Switch sides. Here come the Mustangs. Here's a great through ball. Can it get to the attacking winger who had some pace that does not, ends up swallowed by the keeper? Sent out. Nice touch there by Daoud. And that will go out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for the Wildcats. It'll be Williams to step up and take that one. And out of bounds it goes once more. So both these teams fighting for possession in the midfield. Wildcats looking like a very strong team right now to start this second half. Using their space, strong ball movement. You have to think of what was said in the huddle there during halftime, trying to maybe calm down the nerves. OFSAA is, the premier event for high school boys soccer. A lot of these kids could even go to the next level. And that's sent down the line. Here come the Mustangs trying to get their first attack going of the second half. Trying to win a tackle. Great strong shoulder-to-shoulder movement will be won. A free kick awarded to the Wildcats. A strong ball, but not too much height on it. Ends up in the feet of a Mustang, and that will be a foul as the Mustangs defender fell over top of a Wildcats attacker. And unfortunately, he is down at midfield right now. Took a hard fall as he went over top of him. You have to hope he is okay. And they are waving over a trainer, it looks like. So it will be a foul going against the Wildcats. So hopefully he is okay. That was a strong fall as he just tried to win a header. He has lots of height and will just try to jump over him. And unfortunately, most of his weight transitioned to his front half as he had to bend over the attacker, and just a hard fall. And he's still on the ground. We'll see what the trainers will do as the players make sure he's okay. Of course, not something you want to see, especially this early on in the tournament. And so he's back up on his feet. And we'll see if he remains in the game. It looks like he is going to slowly but surely make his way off the field. It looks like he's looking a lot at his back right now, kind of feeling it out. Kind of tensing it, untensing it, trying to feel where it hurts, where it doesn't. But it looks like it will be a free kick for the Wildcats there. And now the man to take that tumble would be number 5, Nikola Kostic. So we hope he's okay, and we hope we see him back on the field in very soon. So here come the Mustangs as they'll have possession after the foul. The right back will take his time. Switch it far side as he noticed there's a lot of space out there. A beautiful ball bends right into the defender, and a foul will be called against the Wildcats from the tackle. So Nikola Kostic will make his way back on the field. It's good to see he did not take much time off of it. Little 1-2 around a couple Wildcats defenders, and we'll have another foul be called, this one against the Mustangs. As that was number 4, Mateo Narwaki, who ended up on the ground. So both these teams kind of trading foul for foul here early on in the second half as we're just 7 minutes through. You have to think we'll have a lot of added time after the amount of fouls that have been committed so far, as Kostic will take that one off the noggin and play it to the midfield. The Mustangs will play it back. Just give it right back to the Wildcats, but they'll give it right back to the Mustangs, who give it right back to the Wildcats. So back and forth that ball goes. And we'll 50 near the midfield. Won by the Mustangs. They'll send a through ball down the line. Play it back. Nice little connection there to the midfield. Just a touch that was not very coordinated. And they will see a whistle, and it looks like to be a free kick for the Wildcats. They'll look to transition quickly as they'll get the ball down fast. As that's Anthony Dawood who took that free kick. Dawood gets it back. Back to the back line. They'll switch it far side. To the midfield. Looking for some space. If he can get through, he has some space, and he does. Down the line. And a strong tackle. Will it go out of bounds? It will. It will be a corner kick for the Wildcats. Still trying to find an equalizer. And we'll see who is going to be the one that steps up to take it. I see now Rocky looks to be the volunteer. Mateo will send it in. Far side. Look for Dawood, and he just misses. Connection from foot to head, but will just miss the right side of the goal, and we'll have a fast play by the keeper to get that ball into play. So the Wildcats have been there here in the second half. Still 20 minutes to go. We'll see if they maintain this momentum. Down the line, Mustangs have one attacker. Is he fast enough? A strong play there to kick it up. Williams will gain possession. The Mustangs now on the attack. Have it on the wing with some space. Look to play it back inside. Trying to muster up some fancy footwork. Bounces in. Here's one in the box. Steps round one. Has an opportunity. Strike. Ends up on the keeper. Still dangerous as the rebound comes out. It will rebound around and go out of bounds off the Mustangs. It looks like the keeper got a piece of it before it went out of bounds. And it will be a corner kick for the Mustangs, looking to add an insurance goal to their 1-goal lead. We'll see who steps up to take it. Not the height he would have wanted. That one ends up right on the feet of Obo, and he'll just clear that out. Mustangs outside, right to the corner kick taker. He's got some space. Looks to cross one in, and it's bouncing off a defender. He barely gets it out. Well, I'm not sure how that one didn't find the back of the net. And here comes the Wildcats on a fast transition. They have the numbers. We'll see what they can work with. Dawood looks to send one outside. Was it far enough? It was not. Needs to put some more horizontal kind of space on that one. It was too far straight, and well, it was an easy play for the defender to kick that one out of bounds. And a sigh of relief from the Mustangs as they're able to get numbers back. That was a great transition from the Wildcats. Weren't able to capitalize. Here's Williams. He'll play it over a couple. 50 now on the back end of the Mustangs. Over top of one. Nice little head play there by the midfielder of the Mustangs. And that one will just end up right to the keeper of the Wildcats. Just going to slow things down here for a second. Take some time, regroup their team, and will be played out of bounds off the head of Faris Ibrahim, who's got a goal or two this morning. He's for sure has the leading goal for the Mustangs. Nice little chest play to gain possession. He'll play it outside too far. We'll see which way the ref calls us. It will be a Mustangs ball. So Dewsbury will step up to take that throw in. Down the line, a little too much on that. Will play it right to the keeper, and the Wildcats will slow things down. Look at all this space in the midfield. We'll see him take it. Slow things down. We'll play it to the right back. Williams looking for an option. All he has is a Mustang defender in his face. Albo looks up, looking for some sort of run, has nothing, and Dawood will play it right back to his center back. Open up the field a little bit as, well, the back line can see what type of options his attackers have. Little 1-2, beautiful play. And just takes a skip on him before he was able to release that one. And will end up soaring out of bounds and will be the goalkeeper's ball of the Mustangs. As we reach get closer to the 45-minute mark here in this one. The opening game, as we'll have games all day to, I believe, approximately the last game starts at 3. So lots of OFSAA AAA boys soccer action day 1 here on the CASA YouTube channel. You do not want to miss it, as it's going to be intense. This is the top of the top here in the province. Battle in the midfield. Dawood will end up with it for the Wildcats. Tries to get it back with a 1-2. Can he beat the defender? He can. He's got some space here on the side of the goal. Tries to cut inside. Dawood will crack a shot. A block, though, by Kostic will send that one away. Down the line, here come the Mustangs on the transition. A far ball ends up maybe in the feet of Dawood. He's trying to beat Kostic in a strong play to get back. For a moment there, it looked like Dawood was all away, but the Mustangs defender able to get back and clear that one away. Down the line. Back in the midfield. Here's Obo. Little fancy footwork to get some space. Trying to beat another attacker. He does. To the midfield. Here's some space for the Wildcats. Trying to tie the game up. Dawood gets that ball in a 50. Will be won by the Mustangs and get sent back to the midfield. Ibrahim sends it to his fellow midfielder. Here we go. To the near side. Cut back play. by Govia. Yeah, a little too heavy touch there will end up in the Wildcats' favor. Nice little turnover. And Obo will shut that down and gain possession. As Dawadik will play it over to Korea Ferdado. Here's on the attack now. Trying to add an insurance goal and a miscommunication, it looks like, on the run, as the attacker didn't even bear to make an attempt on that one. Just leave it for the Wildcats to get. Says, here you go, guys. That's your guys' ball. And the Wildcats will take possession. Here's a turnover potentially. Fighting for it. A nice step-up play will be turned over, though. Ibrahim trying to get a touch through on the through ball. Battling back and forth, this ball goes. And Williams will take a touch on the back line and just look to clear it out. As it will go out of bounds, and we'll see Dawadik step up and throw it in. Korea Ferdado. Through ball in the box now. The Mustangs looking to add an insurance goal, and they do. A beautiful finish there inside the box gives the Mustangs a 2-goal lead, as he was all alone. Just had the goalkeeper to beat and will slot it far corner. And calm and composed the Mustangs are as they slowly but surely make their way back to their own half. And so now the Wildcats have some work to do, now down by 2. Here's a through ball to Ibrahim down the line. Does he have the pace? He does. Wins it, tries to cut inside, and will end up in the keeper's hands. In the midfield. Tries to make a play around one. Does not work. Turned over. Here come the Wildcats. They have 12 minutes plus added time to find 2 goals. And they would likely want to get started sooner rather than later. Play will be whistled down off of I believe, a foul against the Wildcats. Here come the Mustangs on the attack. Tries to crack one from about 35 yards out. Will just roll out of bounds. Did not get the shot he wanted on it, as that Mustangs will try to slow things down, use the space of the field, and just take their time with possessions. We'll have a substitution, a couple of them at least. For the Wildcats, it will be number 11, Jonathan Dianco, on the field, and for the Mustangs, it'll be number 9, Jaden Mehta. So Snow will play it back to the keeper. And here is what I was talking about. The Mustangs taking their time, potentially going, I could even see parking the bus here. You have a 2-goal lead. Obviously, much better than their 1-goal lead. Adds a bit of insurance there, a little comfy, a little safety for the Mustangs. And now they have it. Here's Mehta down the line. And that one will go out of bounds and looks to be a throw-in for the Wildcats. And pardon me, it will not be. It will be a throw-in for the Mustangs, but I think the Wildcats starting to get maybe a little bit fed up with the amount of time the Mustangs are going to start taking on the throw-ins, as obviously the time is so precious here with down by 2 with 10 minutes left. And Snow will just take his time. Snow to the midfield. Gets it back. And missed touch there. Leaves it for Marwood, who has this ball now down the line. Beats Snow. Nice little chop there to get it inside. Here's some room. Opportunity to cut the lead down to 1, and it's a slow roller right to the keeper's hands. Not the shot opportunity the Wildcats would have wanted. That was a grade A opportunity, though. Ibrahim in the midfield. Just going to look to take it all by himself. Really try a shot. A left-footed beauty that just soars over top of the net. Ibrahim's been all over the offense this morning for the Mustangs. And he has the game-winning goal right now as it stands at a 3-1 game. So the Wildcats will play it out of their own end. Back to the keeper. They need to get this ball upfield. Down the line, here's Marwood. Just send one with almost without looking into the midfield. And Correa Fardado will take that all day. And look at this. Some jogging back by the Mustangs, taking their precious time. This is what they're going to have to do. And this is what it takes to win these big games, especially at a level like OFSAA. Here's a far long ball. And over top everyone goes. The offside flag will be up, and we'll have a free kick for the Wildcats. Sent far and long. Marwood tries to get a head on it, will just miss. And here's Ibrahim, he'll take a turn. Back to the back line. And sent up. Right to the back line of the Mustangs. We'll see what they do here if they just try to play it back. Here's a transition from the Wildcats. They have some numbers. Trying to play it near side down the line will not work. And it ends up in the possession of the Mustangs. Correa Fardado will slow things down. He's been everywhere so far this game. A very strong presence, especially in the midfield for the Mustangs. Ibrahim. Correa Fardado. And look at this slow play from the Mustangs. Just slowing things down tremendously. Takes a turn inside. Tries to play the triangle, the small one they had, but a too heavy of a touch ends up in the keeper's hands. And they'll fire it to the midfield. The Wildcats getting desperate. 6 minutes to go. Here's Abo. Pardon me. And we'll have a foul be called. That was number 9. Dominic Gafour, who wound up on the ground. It will be a yellow card awarded to Ibrahim, as I believe there was a little bit of a jersey pull as Gafour was trying to create some space. And Ibrahim will get sent off, I believe, due to high school rules. After a yellow card, you have to go back to the bench. And we'll have a fresh player come on for the Mustangs. That'll be number 26, Leo Vieira. And it will be a free kick awarded to the Wildcats. Obo will send it a little bit of a light one. Here's a shot from way too far out. And just not the optimal play the Wildcats would have wanted. That was number 3, Peter Plastina, who just tried to take a shot from about 30, 35 yards out. He had players, he had options on the outside. Not the optimal play. I get it, you're in a desperate scenario, but gotta play a little bit tighter there. If you're the Wildcats, just try to, this defense of the Mustangs have been so strong. If you're gonna want to get some offense, you're gonna have to open them up somehow. And they've done it once before with their equalizer in the first half. We'll see if they can do it again. They're gonna need 2 this time, though. With just under 5 minutes to go, plus added time. Here's Abo. Takes a touch over 1. All the way outside. The Wildcats trying to open up the Mustangs' defense. will not work. Sends it right to a defender. And the Mustangs will slow things down on the outside and will defend that ball off and take a throw-in. You have to think that they will take their time on this possession now. As for the Mustangs, this is the name of the game. Kill the time off and get the W. Start the day off successfully. Ends up in the feet of Marwood. Plays it to Dawood, who will lose a 50. The Mustangs over top of one defender. Outside now. And the Wildcats get it back. Here comes the transition. Here's Dawood. He's got some space. Can he get the pace going? Needs some fellow attackers, though, with him. Dawood tries to move outside. Crosses it in. Far side now. Still with possession. Tons of time. Sends one on net. And it will go just outside. That was a crucial opportunity for the Wildcats. Unable to convert. And it will be a goal kick for the Mustangs, and they will definitely take their time now. No need to rush here. In the midfield. A header by the Wildcats will be sent out of bounds. It gives another opportunity for the Mustangs to take their time. Dawoodick will be the one to throw it in. Down the line. Oh, some fancy footwork. Gets it inside. Beautiful move there by the attacker of the Mustangs. Here's a 50 in the midfield. We'll see who wins it. And back and forth it goes. A couple players down. Whistle will be blown. And it looks like to be a free kick going the Wildcats' way. They have to play it up the field now. Abo will take possession. Turnover. Shot with the keeper out of his net. Gets lucky. Just goes over top. That was a great opportunity for the Mustangs to put the game to bed. But the Wildcats still have some life. Outside. They'll look to play it up the line. Dawood has an option outside. He gives it to him. Back to the midfield. No one's there. A race to it. Wildcats will win it. Gets it back on the outside. They need to try to penetrate the middle now. They're playing too much outside and too much just away from the offensive area. Can they do it now? Here's Abo looking for some sort of space and a teammate. Looking for a run. We'll play it back to Williams, his left back. Gets it back. And the Mustangs are doing a great job keeping them outside away from the box. A step up there will end up in the Mustangs' favor, and they'll just fire it out. 1 minute away from the 60-minute mark, and we'll see how much added time will be given. Gouveia will end up on the ground. Turnover, whistle called, and the ref has a card out. He'll give a yellow card to Jesse Gouveia, and that will end his morning as he'll be sent off. Just gives another excuse, though, for the Mustangs to really take their time. And so we'll see a free kick from the goalie. We're at the 60-minute mark. We'll see how much added time. I believe it looks like the referee had 5 minutes thrown up there. So approximately 5 minutes of added time for the Wildcats, and they need to capitalize now. They'll have a throw-in on the offensive half. Here's Marwood. Plays it close. Tries to get it back. The pass uncoordinated. Marwood will try to work around him. A beautiful play there by the defender to kind of block off and box out any sort of attacker trying to keep that ball in. It will be a keeper's ball, and he'll just, surely, either play it short or just fire it out, and he'll play it short quickly right to Snow. Great work by the Mustangs to find some open spots with lots of space to take their time. It will end up back in the possession of the Wildcats. Here's Marwood. Tries to slow it down. A good play by Korea Furtado to slow that down. Here come the Mustangs on the attack. They don't need another goal, but they would definitely take it. Here's a strong attack. That one rings right off the post. Korea Furtado will slow things down. To the midfield. And the Mustangs are just working right now. The Wildcats almost 80 yards away from where they need to be. And they're just doing a great job of keeping possession in tight spaces. Here's an opportunity. Pulls it away in the middle of the box. Gets a light touch. Not what he would have wanted. Gets possession back. They're working with it. Can the Mustangs find another one? They do. It's a 4-1 game as the Mustangs put the game to bed. And that will pretty much do it. You have to think. It was the Wildcats who needed a goal, especially in added time, but are unable to find it. It's the Mustangs who do it instead after they were phenomenal at keeping that ball in their possession in such tight spaces, such just tightly knit passes. And it's a 4-1 game, and Dawood will take this ball in the midfield. Both these teams had their opportunities throughout the match, but it was really the Mustangs who were able to capitalize on their opportunities. Is the reason why they're here right now, and that will do it. Full-time whistle to finish off Game 1 of Boys AAA Soccer OFSAA, and it's a 4-1 victory for the St. Martin Mustangs. A great game all around. The Wildcats had their opportunities, just weren't able to beat the back line and the keeper of the Mustangs. A great game all around, as everybody will say good game to the referees. It was a great ref game, as we'll take a look at our very next match, which is coming up very shortly here on the CASA YouTube channel. Here at Richardson, it will be E2 versus E3, which lines up to be Collingwood from the GBSSA region in Ontario, taking on St. Francis Xavier High School from the NCSSAA region of Ontario. So that will do it here for game number 1. Remember to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of the AAA Boys Soccer OFSAA action here at Richardson Stadium. We'll have the whole entire tournament from you all of these 3 days as we conclude on Saturday. I've been Jacob Ewing. Don't go anywhere. We'll have Collingwood versus St. Francis Xavier just in a few moments' time.
Our city is your city. Come share it with us.